We've been just talking about the different ways you can set up the cover stitch side of the Husqvarna Viking Amber Air S600 serger and cover stitch. And one of the ones I do want to show you is the cover stitch triple. That's stitch number 23. Now we're currently set up for a cover stitch wide. So I actually have 2 needles in at the widest setting for the widest overlock option that you are able to do. So all I have to actually do is add that third needle right in the center. So I'm going to be adding the blue thread in. I am going to just double check that I've got everything set up correctly. We've got the B plate in that turns this into almost a sewing surface instead of a cutting surface. Our knife is down, our upper looper is nowhere to be seen, and the stitch finger is moved to R. I've got the presser foot up, so that's when I know I'm good to go for adding my thread through the needle tensions. And then I'm going to just come over here and place that in, and then I'll get that needle in. If you haven't discovered your needle threader, it has that tip at the end, which we love, flat side to the back. Bring it down those 3 little bubbles in the foot. That will help you guide correctly into the correct location. Make sure it goes as high as possible. Now with 3 needles in here, here's a cool little trick. They're all at different heights. The one on the right is the lowest and the one on the left is the highest. So you do see that the thread that we're threading is actually the one in the middle. So it's kind of at the middle height. Needle threaders for the win, slide that down, use your tweezers to pull that all the way through. So a triple cover stitch is really, it can be decorative. It can also be more secure for doing all these. So place your fabric underneath the foot and then go ahead and stitch. And as you stitch, because we've just added this little extra thread, it'll be on top of the foot. I just clip it and then go ahead and stitch. Now I am going to show you that little trick at the end for securing your threads. So all the way till your last stitch. Make sure your needles are at their highest position. So finish the last stitch you did. Raise up the presser foot. Take something that you can swipe the needle threads from underneath the presser foot. That's why I'm lifting it with my thumb. And then clip them. That will secure this last stitch. Clip the thread that's the cover stitch looper thread. And all of a sudden we have 3 needles and everything stitching perfectly right to that very last stitch that was secured with that little trick I just showed you. Definitely get the hang of that. Now the next video we want to do is actually show you what it's like to do a chain stitch. So as we go to, and this is beautiful, you just go to the stitch you want, stitch number 26. It's going to show us that we need only the center needle. So I'm going to remove the 2 outside ones, and then we're going to go from a 3 needle cover stitch all the way to a chain stitch. I want to show you some cool things that you can do with just a chain stitch on this machine. Have you checked out the Craftsy cover stitch online courses that we're recommending? In the description below, we've got some of my favorite Craftsy serger and cover stitch classes that you can take online to learn more tricks of using your cover stitch features of your Husqvarna Viking Amber Air S600. So check those out below.